So folks, visiting a Roman fort today and Roman museum, about 4 minutes out, about 6 minutes out from the location. We're actually on the Watling Street here, which is a famous Roman road, very straight Roman road, and this is not very far from my house. Did have to go through the M6 toll, but roads are pretty good. I've been to a Roman fort this year already, around April time it was. Went to the Hadrian's Wall, saw a couple of remains of Roman settlements there, and went to a Roman army museum. This one is, because I'm a National Trust member, just made sense to check it out, being as it was so close to my house really. It's about maybe between 30 and 40 minutes from my house, and trying out a few tricks on my with my cameras. I did have some real success last time with this DJI Mini Bluetooth microphone that I'm trying again today. I can't seem to get it to function well with my GoPro Hero 12, because I did try that out. But with this Insta here, it works treat. So it's compatible with the Insta360. And I think I might have finally resolved my audio problems on the bike. And I wish I'd figured this out before I went to Scotland, because it's kind of nice. I did manage it on day one, but it's kind of nice to talk over rather than sort of dub over on top. Right, I'm going to be going left here. I think I need to be careful. It's a bit busy and manic, this particular segment. I think this place is called Wall, if memory serves me. And it's going to want me to turn left here soon. So it's near Lichfield. I don't really know Lichfield that well. I think I might have been through here before in my travels. So yeah, let's see what this museum has to offer. And I'm hoping, well, there should be an opportunity to grab some refreshments, a coffee at least, maybe a scone or something. There usually is at the National Trust, and I'm assuming that as a member I gain entrance to the museum. I didn't check though. There shouldn't be an extra cost, or maybe it's a discounted cost, but we shall soon find out. Very beautiful around here. It's got that end of summer feel, everything being harvested now. So we've got about 2 minutes to destination. I'm starting to gear up for my next big tour in Ireland. I know that's pretty much a year away, but I did put a lot of thought into my Scotland tour. It's just my personality, I guess. Like months and months and months ahead. Here we are. This little place is called Wall. Another brick in the wall. And I'm starting to think a lot about, it's beautiful. Starting to think a lot about the island tour ahead of time, which is good because I can think about different possibilities and planning aspects. Although I've got all the accommodation booked, I'm like a pay it property. I think I might flip this camera around the Insta to see if I can catch some better footage of the arrival. So let's do a little flip like that. Boom. Okay. Yeah, I just found with Scotland, had I tried to book hotels a couple of weeks before, I either would not have found any, or I would have got royally ripped off. Prices would have been far higher. But I don't know if the Wild Atlantic Way is quite as popular as the NC500. Certainly it looks beautiful, and I'm seeing on YouTube videos made by like American guys who come over to film it. So right, it's saying that it's here, so am I near? Yeah, here we are. The wall, Roman site, the car park is straight ahead. Okay, and it's open. Let's go and check it out. That's what it looks like, the car park. Okay, there's some other car park over there. Okay, I usually feel safe leaving my bike in places like this. Radio, here we are. It's quiet, there's no one here, so it affords me the opportunity to read some of this information. The heated rooms. In this cutaway drawing you can see the tepidarium, a warm room, and beyond it the caldarium, a hot room rather like a Turkish bath, provided with basins of water which bathers could splash about to create steam. There were stoking yards and furnaces at both ends of this suite of heated rooms. Quite beautiful here, quite tucked away, and there's a lovely church up there. This is the changing room. This unheated room, frigidarium, was probably a changing room for part of its life, as well as forming the start and finish of the bathing sequence. They went into their hot baths, weren't they, the Romans? This hall. The baths were a focus of social life in a Roman town, a place for exercise, relaxation, and meeting friends, as well as for bathing. It's a bit like going to the gym. So they did ball games, wrestling, and weight training, and surely boxing or something like that, no? Boxing's pretty ancient. Here we have the mansion. The massive stone foundations suggest that the mansio was a two-storey building, probably constructed with a timber frame which would have rested on top of the stone foundations. Walls were probably plastered. The building had an official function to provide lodging and fresh horses for officials travelling on government business, together with accommodation for important visitors. A small provincial town like Letocetum, the Roman name for wall, would have also needed a centre for the administration of local government business. Some of the rooms in this building might have accommodated this function. So I guess a stopping point off on the what was like the Roman motorway, Watling Street. Okay, so this must have been where the house was. Here. The courtyard. Might have been a central area that was roofed over. As an informal meeting place, it would have provided a pleasant area for visitors and townspeople to mix and exchange news. There must have been stables and kitchens. These may have been in a range of buildings behind you, of which no trace is now visible. I can hear pigs or something. Oh, morning. I thought I could hear pigs, but it's just some dogs walking by. The Roman town. The reconstruction shows the town as it might have looked towards the end of the 2nd century AD, before the Mansio was destroyed by a fire. In the space between the bathhouse and the Mansio is a street which runs out to join Watling Street, the main road from London to the city of Wroxeter, Furiconium, near present-day Shrewsbury. At its height, the straggling Roman town spread for over a mile along Watling Street. By the 4th century, however, it had contracted to a smaller defended area. Letocetum seems to have declined rapidly after this period, and the focus of the settlement shifted to Lichfield. Got one more plaque to read, and then we can go and check out the museum. Very interesting place. This illustration shows the street as it might have looked towards the end of the 2nd century AD. Letocetum was a flourishing small town and the centre for a large rural population. So the public baths and then the Mansio actually means hostel, like a hotel or B&B type. The street may have functioned rather like a public square. Traders' booths and food stalls are shown lining the street. Some remains of the cobbled surface of the street are still exposed outside the entrance to the bathhouse.